us.
Look at us, Doug.
We're back on the couch.
We are, and I've added a couple things.
You've added some lovely cushions.
I got from the Women's Shelter thrift store.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Very nice. So, yeah, welcome to season 2, I guess, of the DL.
Yeah.
We've been on a little break over Christmas and for other special reasons.
I had a baby.
You did have a baby.
He was actually here on the set earlier.
He was helping us get ready.
And we still have this beautiful set from Aaron's Furniture in Penticton. And we have Avalon candles, the beeswax candles. Because did you know that the actual candles are really bad for you?
I would never eat them.
Well, no, just burning them.
Oh, okay.
Burning candles is, for some of them, is the equivalent of like smoking like 10 packs of
I
cigarettes.
guess if there's some impurities in the
chemicals.
in the chemicals in the wax, that could be a bad thing.
just-
Beeswax, though, these are 100%
Natural.
beeswax. They come from, they get
down
them in
the-
huge blocks from beehives across like Western Canada. They bring them in and melt them down and make incredible candles. I was over there once.
And you just,
I made one of these bowls. Not one of the ones on our set, but
I love the way it smells.
it smells fantastic.
Delicious. So, what's new?
What's new? Well, we haven't been doing the show.
No, it's our first time being back, and we weren't really sure how long it would take to get back because
Because you were having a baby.
I was having a baby.
That might, you never know because like there's a lot that goes into,
Having a
giving
baby.
birth, and then coming back from that and having, especially with 2 kids now, Austin as well is a real going concern. So that's
2 kids under 2, and there's things that they don't tell you about as a mother. Like, first-time mother is the worst because there's so many things you don't know about. But second, you think that you've got it all figured out. But then things like post-labor contractions, I had no idea that existed in a second baby. So
labor contractions.
Post-labor contractions are horrible.
That sounds like that's like a raw deal to me. Like
having a baby is just the gift that keeps on giving and giving in terms of pain that you go through. But you know what? It's worth it because you have a beautiful baby at the end of the day.
You have a beautiful baby. It's a fantastic baby.
Yeah,
and now you're back. So we're gonna work on balancing this work-life balance thing.
And I've been seeing so much about this lately. Like back in the day, I was Miss Independent. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do.
Back in the day, like
yesterday.
2 months ago.
No.
Last time I saw you.
No, but I was so like I had these visions of my life just being like a working mom and this and that. But the more kids that I have, I'm at 2. I'm hopefully stopping here. I kind of just want to be at home with my kids.
But it's nice to hang out with your kids.
And there's so much guilt and stuff associated with, like, if you're here, you feel like you're not giving your kids enough time at home. And then when you're at home, you're like, well, am I giving up myself?
Independence, my personality, who makes me me.
Like, I feel so sorry for women because there's so much that we are expected to do. And, sometimes I just want to be at home and rocking a baby.
Sometimes you have to. I mean, a lot of times you have to. That's pretty much going to be a big part of it for the next little while.
Exactly. So Fridays, I'm here.
Fridays.
And then Mondays, we'll edit it together. We have the new live truck finally. So
yes, we want to talk about that. It's exciting.
That cuts our work down a lot, too.
Yes, we've just got the new multi-camera mobile production truck that our amazing tech, Rob, has cobbled together out of
like
thin air. And today is the inaugural run of it for the DL show, and we've got some new volunteers pitching in and people trying new stuff out in the truck. So it's very exciting. It's probably why we don't really have an actual guest. It's just us hanging out because we want to make sure
everything works,
right?
Well, and the thing too is that when I finished broadcasting school, you'd have to go to a small market and just get coffee or do whatever, if you're in a very small market, you could actually do a lot of things. But the bigger market you go to, you'd be getting coffee or doing things, right? Yeah. And I just think that this is such a great opportunity, this kind of what Shaw has going on in the Okanagan, not just with this show, but with all the different community access programming to get volunteers to come in and do everything from camera to audio to
hosting, editing, co-hosting.
We literally had a girl walk in today, and she's actually behind camera 3 right now. So we said, she's like, when can we start? We're like, now?
Yep.
Now works.
5 minutes will be rolling. A little more than 5, right? A little more than 5.
She's all the way from England.
Reading, right?
Reading. So welcome, Katie, to the crew.
Nice.
And Doug, what have you been? I've been seeing you on TV doing all kinds of things. It's like you didn't miss me at all.
Well, of course I missed you, Lisa.
Look at all the things that you. Like, well, I'm at home being like a milk machine. I'm the local Dairy Queen.
That's nothing to do with me. I still have to do my job. I still have to do go.
He's like running around. You got to go to the BC Games opening.
Yeah, the BC Games opening ceremonies were last night with our old pal Beamer Wigley. He's been on the show a couple of times.
Beamer,
such a great musician.
come back, Beamer.
It was so good. It was so good because he had a backing band with him. You know, like he's been in the studio playing solo, but with drums, bass, lead guitar, and just that full sound. And his stage confidence has just come up a notch.
His life confidence is astounding.
Yeah. Amazing guy. He's cutting a new EP, his first EP.
Yeah.
So we hope to get him back in with some of his brand new songs.
Wow. And there's lots of things happening in the Okanagan too with film.
Yes. Very exciting.
Catch me up. I'm behind with all this stuff.
So partly due to the Canadian dollar being quite low right now, it's very attractive for Hollywood productions to come to Canada. And the crews in Vancouver have proven themselves again and again with big blockbuster movies.
Right. Ryan Reynolds was just there doing.
Yeah, like Deadpool and stuff.
Yeah.
All these movies that are shot in Vancouver has created this just torrent of production there. There's so much that even big productions like Pirates of the Caribbean can't find any studio space.
Really?
They said, yeah, come back in 2 years. We'll have some room then. So that's starting to spill over into the Okanagan right now. And we've got a production company that's been up here a few times doing Hallmark movies.
Right.
Is coming back, and they're making...
There's like 3 or something, isn't there?
There's at least 3 up to 6 in the works for this year alone, which could be absolutely amazing. And all those shoots that come here hires local actors, they eat local food, they stay in local hotels, they rent local cars. It's a huge boost to the economy. And,
so how do people get involved?
Well, there's a couple of ways
Where do
right
I audition?
Well, they're having an open casting call coming up.
Yeah?
And they posted that. I'm not 100% sure of the date and time right now. It's not on my little cheat sheet. But that's coming up. You can check the Okanagan Film Commission website, or OSIF, OSIF.org is the Society of Independent Filmmaking, and they'll post casting calls on there. But you'll see it in lots of the media.
Yeah.
So the open casting call, you should check in with the Film Commission, Okanagan Film Commission website, and OSIF, and you, as an actor or a crew member, you can put a listing in there, and when the productions come to town, those are the first places that they look to find actors, crew, and other services.
Are you going to do anything for that?
Well, the challenge that I have, of course, is that
You're really busy.
I'm really busy. I work full time, and you know, to have because of the way they schedule things, your schedule needs to be kind of flexible. So they might say, we're going to shoot Wednesday or Thursday depending on the weather.
Right.
So you have to be free all day Wednesday and all day Thursday.
And then it's like into the
wee hours.
Yeah.
It can be. It's an amazing experience. It's absolutely incredible. Lots of local talent have been in those shows.
Yeah.
I mean, check them out. Mother's Nightmare was the first one. Actually.
So I gotta ask you a question. Mother's Nightmare. So that doesn't sound very Hallmarky to me.
No.
I'm picturing like Hallmark, like kind of like Full House, kind of like.
No, the Mother's Nightmare, and there's been a couple of follow-ups to it. The idea behind them is they're a story of a strong woman who's put into a serious family-threatening situation who overcomes the challenge.
Oh, so there's a good
So it's
message.
it's not a horror movie.
Okay.
It's
That's what it sounds like.
It's a horrible experience. Like they go through awful things. Mother's Nightmare. Her straight A, sports son fell in with a girl who had some issues and got sort of dragged into a whole nightmare.
Okay.
And then she eventually got him back out of it.
Okay.
So I hope I haven't spoiled that for anybody, but it has been out for a few years, so don't blame me for the spoiler.
But there'll be movies like that because I know it's
Yeah.
okay. And there's 3.
There's between 3 and 6, depending on how things go, I think.
Okay. I'm just picturing in my head though. You know how Hollywood has the Hollywood sign on the hills,
Yeah.
and Penticton has the Penticton
Penticton,
sign.
yeah.
So maybe the Penticton will be the new Hollywood. It's in the Okanagan,
Yeah.
or get one in here in Kelowna.
They shoot a lot of it in West Kelowna because because they don't have to come across the bridge. Like they can get back and forth to Vancouver with one less step of transportation.
Oh, that's lazy.
Yeah, they're lazy like that. They like to save money and time. That's what it's all about. So yeah, super cool. Check those websites. We'll post the information on.
I've been so out of the loop because
Oh, you've been like
the
laying
baby,
around.
and now I've given up my cell phone.
Right. This is a big deal. Like I've worked with you, for a year now, and it's only when the camera's actually rolling that the cell phone is out of your hand, and often not even then.
It's true. I gotta say I have it right here, but that's my only rule is I get it on Fridays for the
Right.
show.
That's fair.
But I have transferred my cell phone number to my landline at home. I'm on day 4. And I can't even believe how much we rely on cell phones for
Yeah,
everything. Like
absolutely.
I was having to go to a dentist appointment and I left my house and then I realized I didn't know where it was. And so I had to go into my husband's grandma's old folks home and go into their office and print out a map to get to the 2 places I was going because I didn't have Siri or my Google Maps. And then there's just so many things you just don't think about
Yeah.
that we are so reliant on our phones.
Yeah, the technology is amazing. It can do
Yeah.
great things, but it can also affect how we interact with other people. A
Yeah.
friend of mine posted the other day, so who wants to go someplace cool and hang out staring at our phones this weekend?
Yeah, I seen that. I just want to go back to the good old days.
Even today, like for production meeting, I phoned you and we talked.
We had a real life
It
conversation.
wasn't like a bunch of misunderstood texts. It was kind of good.
I know. So you can actually call my landline out. I have a button when I get home. I press the button. It says, you have 3 new voicemails.
This is
And I
like-
can listen to
It's
it.
like flashback to your childhood.
I love it. And speaking of flashbacks.
See what I did there?
You did. That was good. That was good. Okay, Fuller House.
Fuller House. Okay, tell us about Fuller House.
Okay.
I don't get this the same way that you get this, obviously, but let's go.
Fuller House just released, they
The new
brought
series,
all
yeah.
the cast back besides the twins, which
Right.
were like the main part of Full House. But they have a whole new show, like there's 13 episodes on Netflix. And I gotta tell you, I was gonna get a bunch of my high school friends together to watch the first episode, but I'm so
Yeah.
glad I didn't because I cried the entire time.
What?
Bawling, like as soon as
Why? It's not a sad
whatever
show.
happened to predictability, bawling. Yeah, and I thought it might be like the pregnancy hormones,
It could be.
but then I was like, wait a second, I didn't cry about these different things that I should have cried about.
Right.
And so, I was just like sitting there. I'm like, oh my gosh, why am I feeling this way? Like, you're trying to figure out, okay, where was I in my life when I
Right.
first saw Full House?
Okay.
And I think that's what is making people so nostalgic because it was a different time back then. At that time in my life, like things were normal. Like, I knew all my neighbors.
Right.
I was like, I think grade 5 or 6 when I watched it.
Okay. Yeah, see, because that show came out like I was like a emo high school or university student or something, wearing all black and stuff. So the show couldn't even watch it. So for me, it would be more like, I don't know, Talking Pictures.
You're in your
When I
mood
saw the first movie in the, black and white movie. Anyway, just kidding.
You're like, I just had a really good picture. But no, it was back in the time where we had landlines, and
yeah.
my dog Scooby would be at all the neighbors' houses, like just eating their turkey dinners, and I was playing out. I think that's why it affected me so much
Right.
was because
Just took you right back.
I wanted to be back there in that time when things were so much simpler because of technology and all these things. Like we've lost like this human connection. And I think that's and it's so wholesome too. Like you go onto
Yeah.
Netflix or any of these, even just cable, and everything is like doom and gloom and horror and
Not
darkness. And yeah, I know, but it's like, it's hard to find. I think it's super cheesy. I'm not gonna lie, it's just as cheesy as it was in the beginning. But it's something that you just kind of crave. You should watch it.
Okay, I'll give it a try. My daughters watched Full House. All of the last episodes, they like binge watched them to get ready for this. But they didn't grow up with it. Like, I don't know what.
That's what I'm saying. It's something that all generations can enjoy. Grandparents, and then
I'm not, okay, I'll watch it, but I'm not.
you need to binge watch because you can watch all of the original
oh, no,
Full
no, no,
House.
okay.
We
Please
have Doug.
don't.
We'll be calling
No,
Doug.
this can't
What are
be-
you doing, Doug?
No.
Is Tammy's watched it? See, you got to watch it with Tammy.
No, I'm not. Okay, I'm not gonna. I don't think I'm gonna.
He's gonna
you
be
don't watch
hooked. I'll be calling him and be like, I'm busy. I'm on like season 3, episode 5.
All right, that's enough. I'm not gonna watch. I don't think I can watch it. I honestly don't think I can watch it.
You are Full House, okay?
I live in the Full House.
No, you are that cheesy that. You are Full House.
Okay.
Like I just want to play music around. He's an amazing dad. You are like Bob Saget.
We gotta take a break. Can we go to a break?
When I come to this set,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in Full House, and so that fills me up because I feel like there is still.
Well, we bring like nice people.
Nice
here,
people.
People that are passionate about the things that they're working on. That have, you've always aimed for inspiration on
And
the
good
show
things.
and good things on the show. We don't muckrake. We don't dig around in the dirt. We try and inspire people, and and that's your philosophy, and obviously I support that wholeheartedly. So it's good. This is a good old fashioned show.
It is a good old.
Gosh darn it.
Well, it's so funny. Speaking of that, like whenever you go to an event with media, they're always like, and people are always suspicious. Like, what are your intentions? Because, like, speaking of this whole Full House and going back in time, I don't know if you saw on Castanet, it says modern day commune.
Yeah.
And it was about this co-housing, and I went to the co-housing meeting, and they were like suspicious of me because the way Castanet put that title,
Right.
they're like, they put modern day commune, like that's no, but then the content was really good.
Yeah.
But that hook that media does
Right,
to
yes,
kind of
the
just
headline,
bring
right?
people in,
Yeah.
is misleading because this co-housing, have you heard of co-housing?
Yes, I've heard of co-housing. Yes, it's exciting. It's the cool idea where a group of people share a living space, but not necessarily the same house.
No.
Right?
Well, like whenever you think of co-housing, people think like drinking Kool-Aid and it's a commune or something. But I guess it started in I think Denmark or.
Probably one of those Scandinavian kind of countries. They're pretty cool there.
And what really got me going on this whole co-housing idea was the documentary on Netflix called Happy. Mm-hmm. And it was talking about how third world countries are actually the happiest places on the world because they have that sense of community.
Right.
Everyone's helping each other. One person needs to build a hut or a house, and the whole village comes together.
Right.
And speaking of that, it takes a village to raise a child.
Right.
I saw something on Facebook the other day. It says, it takes a whole village. Where is that village? Like,
Where's my village?
Where's my village? I was thinking that the other day when I had 2 kids on me.
That's why you dropped one off here earlier.
Yeah, I did. Like you guys are good for a second, right?
You're good with the baby, right? Yeah, sure.
I was gone for 5 minutes and he didn't make a peep.
He was fine.
But
That's
with
good.
co-housing, it's like it seems like a new kind of idea. It started in the
It's been
70s.
a long idea, a long time. I
Well,
mean,
since we were made, because
we've
that's
always-
what villages was a community. Now we've kind of segregated and isolated ourselves into these little boxes. And it's like, don't come here until,
Yeah.
And this idea is like-minded people coming together, and you buy like a big plot of land.
Yeah.
And each person has their own house,
Yeah.
but then there's like a communal house in the middle with like a beautiful like restaurant grade kitchen,
Right.
playrooms,
Yeah.
and so you have the ability to go to your own house
Yeah.
and lock the door and
Yeah.
shut your blinds if you want to.
Yeah.
But then you also have the option to go and do life with a bunch of people
Yeah.
with like-minded,
Yeah, no, I've had a bunch of friends that have talked about this over the years. That have thought about the idea of cooperative housing in a bigger city where you buy like a building and everybody kind of lives together.
You gotta pick your neighbors.
A bunch of my friends, I don't know, there must have been 8 or 10 of them, rented a huge Shaughnessy mansion, like a big 1930s mansion that had like 8 bedrooms. And they all lived in this enormous,
that
like
go?
5-star. They worked out a set of rules,
Boundaries?
and boundaries, and they were very thoughtful going into it. Right, it was
Yeah.
designed to be a co-living situation,
Yeah.
and it worked, from what I could see, really quite well. Plus, they had a really super cool house.
Well, and that's the thing is it's expensive, especially first-time homeowners
Yeah.
to buy houses and stuff. And this way, like even sharing things like if someone has a snowmobile and someone has a boat, and and then
You could
sharing
put the snowmobile on the
taxes.
boat and take it across the lake to where the
You
snow
can
is.
share everything. And then also one thing that really got me was my neighborhood. Like I don't know many of my neighbors,
Yeah.
and if my son leaves my house and is wandering down the street, who's looking out for him?
Yeah, well, I grew up on a tiny island, right? Like
Oh, yeah.
2,000 people in 3 little villages, and I literally couldn't go. You know, like if I was sick that day, but I still went down to the post office to pick up the mail, the lady at the mail counter was, Dougie Brown, do your parents know you're not in school? And I'm like,
So you lived in this dream.
I lived in this little communal village. Everybody knew everybody, and it was an island, so you
can escape it.
people. Well, there wasn't like people going through all the time, right? They had to come over on a boat. The police came over on Thursday afternoons for a couple of hours,
just to make sure.
in case there was any crime on Thursday.
Where's this magical place?
It's called Texade Island.
Maybe I should go there, but
It'd be a bit of a commute.
these people, though, in Penticton that are starting this co-housing
Yes, this
thing,
is cool, yeah.
they're actually serious. They're on meeting. They've done 2 meetings so far, and now they're going to have a general meeting. But there's been like a huge interest.
Absolutely.
Throughout the Okanagan. So they're wanting to build one in these co-housing communities in Penticton.
Right.
They're going to come on our show next week to talk about it
Awesome.
and to sell all of you guys on the idea.
Very
So I'm
cool.
sold already.
You're hooked. You're
yeah,
sold.
and hopefully some Kelowna people will come through.
Yeah, could be
and
good.
we can start one here.
Very neat.
You know what I mean?
So that's coming up on a future episode. We've got, I guess another thing we should kind of mention is that, you know, with the new mobile and stuff, right now we've got, a lot of the volunteers are out in the truck, and we're just kind of winging this one. I said, hey, you do this, you do that. What do you think? Okay. So future episodes, I probably won't be on this couch quite as much. You'll be...
I'll be just pulling some people in from the community.
People in from
so
the community,
that's,
doing the bulk of the
yeah.
interviews and maybe some co-hosts
Yeah.
opportunities and stuff like that. I mean, I'll still be around. I'll be out there. You'll hear my voice
call
in your
you.
ear.
No, but you'll be here for the beginning part.
I'll be here,
We'll
yeah.
be doing hot topics. So if you know a hot topic happening in the Okanagan that people would want to talk about, just email us at DougAndLisaShow@gmail.com. And also, if you want to be a part of this action, like being on the set or learning the live track, just getting some skills in the broadcasting field, this is the best place to learn and to make mistakes too, because we're live to tape. So all the mistakes that are made, we can just edit out, right?
Well, I hope so.
I hope so too.
I count on you for that mostly.
Yeah.
But I'm there. I'm there for you.
Well, so we have that, and we have also some good shows coming up.
Right. An issue that's very near to you, and one that's very important here in the Okanagan, of course, is elder abuse, which is,
Well, I was more worried about you because I don't want anyone hurting you.
That's very sweet of you.
Did you see that look?
What about emotional abuse?
Yeah, exactly. No, that's the thing with elder
Yeah.
abuse. It covers everything from physical, financial, emotional
Yeah.
abuse. Because I don't know if you know this in the Okanagan, there's a lot of elderly people
Really?
here. Yes, and the police and elder abuse advocates say it's really up there.
It's a
Like
serious
I think
problem,
it might
yeah.
actually be the #1 problem with seniors.
I know we've done a number of stories on it over the years, and so we're going to bring a panel of experts in and
Yeah.
talk about
Just what to look for.
what is it, what to look for, how to protect your loved ones,
Yeah.
and what to do if you think maybe something's going
Little bit
on.
fishy.
So I mean that's fantastic.
Yeah, we're also going to get the new morning show from Sun FM,
Oh, okay.
Christy and BMAC.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, they're going to come on the show and talk about their new. Sometimes nice if you hear people on the radio. It's like, what do they look like? Who do-
Exactly. Yeah.
–
We've met a few of the radio folks, had them on the show.
Yeah,
It's
we've
good-
had many.
Good to bring them in.
So as you can notice, we have this beautiful set from Aaron's Furniture.
Yeah.
We've got these. I mean, I just wanted to make sure that I included the Women's Shelter Thrift Store because they do amazing things here in the
Absolutely,
Okanagan. It's you donate your stuff to the Women's Shelter, and the proceeds go to the women in need. But also the women that
The clients.
they get to shop there for free.
Absolutely. So it's a great.
So it's a great
It's
organization.
like a direct way to help people in your community. So,
Exactly,
fantastic.
and I am addicted. They know me by my first name. Like they held my baby first, basically. Like I'm there. They live right by my house. I mean, their stores by
There's
my
stores
house.
by your house.
But also, if you see, when you're a new mom,
You're looking fantastic.
I
was
can't
gonna say,
do my
like,
own hair.
Like people would not, this is not
I
new
said
mom.
I said to my hairdresser today. She said, do we need to wash your hair? I said, well, I mean, if you don't mind, just a little bit of baby puke, you just wash over it. And I was talking about how this morning I was laying in my bed and my son was on my chest and I was so tired, and he's 5 weeks old, and all of a sudden it was like, and then just like like an explosion of vomit went down both sides of my neck.
Oh, nice.
And so I was laying there and I was like, okay, should I get up and clean this or should I just sleep a little longer? Guess what I chose?
You look really rested.
So there may be, but she did a good job covering it up with some hairspray and stuff.
The hair looks good.
Yeah, and then
Your
clothing.
wardrobe?
Yeah, Toby Tanis of Influence Clothing. So Loyal Hair Therapy, Influence Clothing, and then we're going to be doing some makeover shows coming
awesome.
up. So picking lucky people from the Okanagan and then just giving them a good little
Very nice.
makeover.
We are looking for ideas. We're looking for volunteers that may want to come in. But really, if you do have an idea, a suggestion for a story or a topic, or if you
Use this platform.
use this platform, talk to us. And yeah, we'd love to hear what you have to say, what you think, because that's really what it's all about.
And we like fluffy, we like good, inspiring stuff. But sometimes, like even with remember the rainbow sidewalks and things like that,
Yeah.
we will cover harder subjects. But trying to find the good in it, just like
Right.
Fuller House and Full House. You go through some tough challenges in life, but there's always a golden nugget at the end
Awesome.
of wisdom.
We'll be offering golden nuggets of wisdom on the show. Get your name in now for the draw.
DougAndLisaShow@gmail.com. Don't forget to like our page on Facebook, facebook.com/DougAndLisaShow. And yeah, same time next week.
Same time next week? We're going to do it again?
Next week.
You guys coming back? Yeah, good.
They
Awesome.
both said no, so we'll be looking for more volunteers this week.
I'll have to get more chocolate.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, good. Thank you for coming back. It's been
Yeah.
lonely.
I know.
I missed you.
I missed you too, Doug. Bay.
No, we can't. We're not.
I told Doug earlier he's my work bay, and he said that that's not a thing.
I don't think that's a thing.
That we have to.
We put that out there. Hashtag, is there such a thing as work bay?
Work bay.
Question mark. I don't know how hashtags work, obviously.
No,
No.
on the DL.
On the deal.
This is the credits are going to come
We're
rolling.
gonna roll some
This
credits.
is- this is
Oh,
the-
Pinstripe Productions for our
Oh,
lovely
yeah,
photo
yeah.
in the background there.
We've got two. I don't know. We attract British people because we've got Jaime, and I can hear him just grunting in the background. Lucy and Katie have all come on the show, and they're all British.
They're all British.
So if you're British,
That's right. Little expat community here.
yeah, exactly.